This video will go over how to upload locations to FUDSChem in a flat file. Locations can also be entered through the interface, which we go over in our Loading Locations through the FUDSChem interface tutorial, linked in the description. We recommend using the interface for decision units since it allows you to attach a KML file detailing the decision unit's shape. Go to Reports, Data Validation and Submission Reports, Electronic Data Specification Fixed Width to see what to include in the flat file. Choose Location Definition and click View Report. This report tells us field name, the fields to include in the file. Data type, the type of characters the field will accept. This is defined at the bottom. VVL, whether the field requires a valid value. Required, whether the field must be populated or can be left blank. Note that location data has special functionality and will auto-populate placeholders in required fields if they are left blank. Column width, the number of characters allowed for the field. Start and end position, where each column starts and ends in a fixed width file. Description, what the field contains. For this example, we will enter data in a CSV file. We've started to prepare one by naming each column after the field names in the specification. Let's fill out the file. Dist ID is a 5-letter code denoting the FUDS district. The dist ID is US plus the 3 letters that appear in the database dropdown after the district name. For example, New England district would be USNAE. The trading database is USTRN. Enter the first location ID. As a best practice, name locations with a 3-letter site indicator, we'll use CRB for Camp Richards Base, followed by a 2-letter location type indicator. We'll use MW for monitoring well. Followed by an identifying number with leading zeros. We'll use 005. The location ID can be up to 15 characters. The hyphen is the only allowable special character. Do not include spaces in location names. Note that a location ID is not the same as a field sample ID. The location is the geographic coordinates where samples are collected. The samples themselves will be assigned their own field sample ID. Depth and sampling date are not part of the location ID. We go over how to enter field samples in our Event Management and Field Data ChemField Entry tutorial playlist, linked in the description. Apart from the dist ID and loc ID, required fields that are left blank will automatically populate with placeholders once the file is certified. For more information, please refer to our Locations workflow video, linked in the description. Please update placeholders as soon as possible, following the process in our Updating Location Information tutorial, linked in the description. Our location is a well. The specification shows that the location classification code requires a valid value. To look up valid values, go to Reports, Data Validation and Submission Reports, Valid Value Lists. Choose Location Definition as the data table and Location Classification, LTC code, as the data type. Click View Report. Scroll or use the search box to find the valid value we need. The valid value for well is WL. We will add it to our file. If the value you need is missing, please reach out to your Synectics point of contact. Continue entering information and looking up valid values as needed. I've looked up these valid values and will use I for within installation boundaries for the LPR code. N chord and E chord are the northing 1979800.77 and easting 6704619.51 values. CRD type, coordinate type, is STP for state plane. CRD meth, coordinate method, is ESTIM, estimated, and CRD units is feet. State plane coordinates reported in US feet are required for FUDS projects. CRD coordinate uncertainty, is marked optional. We can leave optional columns blank. They will not populate with placeholders. Per the specification, the date established requires a special format, DD-MMM-YYYY. We will enter 03-AUG-2014. Excel tends to automatically reformat dates. To correct this, select the date column, right-click, and choose Format Cells. On the Number tab, choose Custom. Type in DD-MMM-YYYY. Click OK. If you close and reopen the file, Excel may reformat the date again. You can leave the file open after saving, even when you upload it on the data submission page. Then, if updates are needed, you can work on the already open file and avoid Excel reformatting the dates. For the sake of time, we've populated the subsequent fields. Note that depth and BH diam, borehole diameter, are marked as conditional in the specification. For boreholes and wells, these fields must be filled out, but for other location types they do not apply and can be left blank. If you leave them blank for wells or boreholes, they will automatically populate with placeholders that will need to be updated later. Near the end is the location description. Do not enter commas into the description if you are planning to save the file in CSV format. CSV stands for comma-separated values, and adding a comma will cause problems. The geophysical log is used to indicate the FUDS property and will be automatically filled out with the correct number by the system. The SRID, or Spatial Reference ID, defines the coordinate system used to plot the coordinates. It needs to match up with the datum, STP zone, and UTM zone fields. If you have questions about this or any other field, please reach out to your Synectics point of contact. The final field is the LocID status, which marks each location as planned, in progress, or final. If your file contains placeholders, please use in progress. If your file contains complaint data, please use final. Over the life of the project, placeholders will need to be resolved and the LocID status will need to be changed to final via a location definition update. For more information, please refer to our Locations Workflow video, linked in the description. Once all data is entered, save the file as a CSV. Back in our FUDSChem window, go to Tools, Data Submission. Select the correct project and event, then choose Location Definition as the data type. Click Upload File, choose the file type, and choose your file. Once it is uploaded, select the file and click Screen to screen for errors. If there are errors, click on the number of errors to view an error report. Make any necessary updates, then re-upload and screen the file again. Once there are 0 errors, click Certify to send the file into the queue for review. Once you have certified the file, email your review point of contact to ask them to review and approve it. Depending on your district, this may be someone at the core or at Synectics. For more information, please refer to our location definition review tutorial video, linked in the description. Once locations are approved, the next step will be to enter a site location cross-reference file. For more information, please refer to our location site xref entry tutorial video, linked in the description. Don't forget to subscribe to the FUDSChem YouTube channel for more tutorial videos. All of the tutorials and playlists mentioned during this video are linked in the description below. Lastly, if you have questions or comments, feel free to contact us at fuds.support@synectics.net. Thank you.